Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of my podcast. Today's podcast is on meditation, and as usual, I will start this podcast off with a quote. Peace cannot be kept by force, it can only be achieved by understanding. And that's a quote by Albert Einstein. Now, I know when I bring up meditation and when I mention meditation, many people get a obscure view or kind of like a theatrical view of what meditation is, or a theatrical opinion of what meditation is, but people really don't understand what meditation is at its core. Usually when I talk about meditation to people, the ones that don't understand, that don't have any experience with it or background with it, they think that it's something that monks do high up in a monastery who have achieved enlightenment, and it's their way to reach another dimension or another heightened level of awareness, and they hover above the ground while they do it, and it's just this big theatrical presentation of what meditation really is. But meditation really isn't that at all. Meditation isn't something that only the highest of enlightened can achieve. It's not something that only a select few can participate in or can do, but it is something that you have to practice to get better at, which is not any different from anything else that we're going to encounter in life. Meditation is just another form of awareness. It's something that has been practiced in through time, before even America was a thing. Like throughout time, through ancient cultures and civilizations, meditation, just sitting and being one with yourself and practicing, focusing on you and being mindful, is a practice that cultures have been participating in for millennia, and it's nothing new. And it actually does work. It's not real. It's not superstition. It's not fairy tale. It actually is real. And there's a way to actually go about it. I've attached resources, links in the showcast notes that you can click on that could tell you much more about podcast. I'm sorry, not about podcasting, about meditation. It'll get into the benefits, how to do it, the different types, all of that stuff. Much more information than we're going to cover in this podcast. Again, I'm just trying to spark your interest. There's a lot more information out there, and I encourage you to go look into it and research it if this is something that interests you. Meditation is definitely something that I have been trying to dive into deeper, and I'm trying to get better at doing. It is, for me, it is difficult because when I sit alone by myself and I'm not busy and tied up in the world, I try to be alone with my thoughts. My mind seems like it's running a million miles a minute. Like my thoughts are everywhere, my focus is everywhere. And the aim of meditation is to help you with that. It's a tool that you can use to kind of guide you and calm you down so that you're not always in that go mode. Sometimes it's okay to be by yourself. You don't always have to be around somebody. You don't always have to be doing something. It's okay to just be by yourself, be with your mind, just be alone with your thoughts, and try to think about, why do I feel this way? Why does this bother me so much? What's the underlying trauma to this or that? And this is a part of learning yourself and knowing yourself, is taking that step to go to places of your mind and your emotions and your spirit that you haven't gone before. And you can achieve that through meditation. So what is meditation? If it's not what we see in the movies, that big theatrical performance they put on about what meditation is, what is meditation? Meditation is a practice where an individual uses a technique such as mindfulness or focusing the mind on a particular object, thought, or activity to train attention and awareness to achieve a mentally clear and emotionally calm, stable state. So basically, you're just using a structured approach to sitting by yourself and being present in the moment, and just being with your thoughts and evaluating yourself and the things surrounding your life. Like, why is your goal the reason you want it to be? Why is your why so big? How could you achieve that why? You can do a lot during meditation. You can focus on what you want to achieve and then usher it into your life through the law of attraction. You can peer through through the fog of life when you're at your low parts, and you could see through the other side. You could look on the other side of this difficulty or this hardship that you're going through, and you could see the benefits of this journey. You could see the prosperity that you're going to have in the future. Meditation allows you to visualize. It gives you time to just be present, and at the same time that you're present, you can look forward and visualize what you want for your life, what you want your future to look like, and what it's going to be like to get on the other side. And in doing that, that gives us hope. That strengthens our faith, that, hey, this isn't going to last forever. This is just a moment in time. Better days are coming, and it gives you time to practice those universal laws that we've discussed so much throughout this podcast, such as the law of attraction, the law of vibration, all of those universal laws that we've discussed at length during the podcast. Meditation is a way that we can carve out time in our day to be with ourselves. Through the practice of meditation, we can seek to find a better connection with our body in the everyday moments that we often let pass us by, and create stronger awareness of how our emotions influence our behaviors. I know that we have talked over and over and over again about the TFAR model. Thoughts lead to feelings, which lead to actions, which lead to results. And if your thoughts are not in agreement with how you want to conduct your life, or the person that you want to be, or the goal that you want to achieve, then it's going to have a chain reaction on your feelings and on your actions, which is ultimately going to lead to the results that you achieve. So if you're not achieving the results that you want to achieve, and you've been doing the same thing that you've always done, it's time to do something different. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing but expecting different results. It's like if every time you come around a certain corner, there's a rock or a step there that if you don't lift your foot, you're going to stub your toe, but you persistently go around that corner and don't lift your foot and stub your toe. That's insanity. That you go around that corner knowing that obstacle is there, but you choose not to avoid it. It's much the same way in our lives. If we keep doing the same thing in and out every day, just waking up and going to work, or something bothers you or disheveled you emotionally, and you don't address it, or you don't deal with it, or try to identify what that is, then we're going to keep getting the results that we've always gotten. Like I said in episodes before, the one constant that's going to exist in every problem, every situation that you face is going to be you. So it makes sense that you try to do as much work on yourself so that you'll be able to better handle the issues and the problems that you'll face, that you'll remain constant no matter what situation and what obstacle, difficulty, trauma, valley, or mountaintop you appear on. It doesn't matter. You want to be an island in the middle of the storm. No matter what the water is doing around you, you want to be resilient. You want to be able to hold your own. And meditation is a good way to sit down by yourself, sit with your thoughts, and just focus on you. Be present. Think, why isn't life going the way that I want it to? To attract the type of people and things that you want into your life that will better serve your life. To attract the people that can help you, that can guide you, that can better push you towards your goal, instead of being surrounded by vice and things that really don't serve us or serve our purpose, things that harm us in our journey towards achieving our why, our ultimate goal. And people over time have understood this. People have over time in different cultures and civilizations understood the importance of sitting by yourself and being present. Meditation is the ancient practice that some archaeologists have found holds religious ties in ancient Egypt, China, Judaism, Hinduism, Jainism, Sikhism, and of course Buddhism. And Buddhism is, as far as I understand, the biggest tie that comes to meditation. Like if you look up meditation through Google or however you want to search it up, usually there's going to be some connection to either Buddhism or Hinduism. In doing research for this podcast, I found out that there were ties to all those other cultures and religions that I mentioned previously. The Egyptians did it, and many other religions and cultures participated in meditation. Now, meditation is used and viewed differently among the major religions. So they may not call it meditation, but it is in fact what it is. Like it's sitting down and being focused on something, concentrate, guiding your thoughts instead of letting them run. It's focused intention. That's what meditation is. It's focused intention. And whether you call that prayer, whether you say a mantra while you do it, or however you may do it, ultimately when you look at it, it could be a form of meditation. Just because we don't call it by that name doesn't mean it's not the same thing. Like if you call, like, that may be a car and that may be a bus, but at the end of the day, they're types of vehicles that are similar. One may carry more people, one may be smaller, one may be faster, but at the end of the day, they achieve the same goal. They get people from point A to point B. And that's the same thing as meditation. It doesn't matter what you call it. If you just sit down with yourself, by yourself, and just create a presence of focused attention and intention towards your thoughts and directing where they go, that's what meditation is. And it's something that I have been trying to get much better at, and that I would definitely advise that you, as my listener, do some research and look into it, because meditation really is helpful. Like, I've had some awesome experiences participating in meditation. It doesn't happen all the time because I'm still learning how to control the just craziness and spasticness of my thoughts. But when I'm able to sit down and focus and be present and direct my thoughts and my attention to where I want it to go, it really is a humbling and mind-altering, life-changing experience. While meditation is often used for religious purposes, many people practice it independently of any religious or spiritual beliefs or practices. So there are a lot of people that just meditate because of the multiple benefits that come from meditation. And in this podcast here later on, down the, script, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to give you some of the benefits of meditation. Now, I'm only giving you, let me see how many I got. 5. I'm only giving you 5 benefits, but then I have a link here that I'm going to provide you in the show notes that actually provides you with 36 benefits of meditation. Meditation is real. I can't say that enough. Meditation is real. And if you don't believe me, try one of these apps out there. Let me think of a good one. Headspace, I believe is what it's called. Try Headspace, or just go on YouTube and type in guided meditation, and it has a variety of times. You can do it like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, like whatever you can do. There are people that can meditate for hours. I'm not one of those people. I'm still in the 10-minute to 20-minute time frame, because after that my mind starts getting squirrely. The squirrel starts breaking free from his cage. And again, if you practice meditation over and over and over again, that squirrel will be less and less spastic. And then once you get your thoughts to be focused and concentrated, they'll stay focused and concentrated. So, and that spills over into our life. If we're able to just focus while we're at work, or focus on our family or with our family while we're at home, or focus on a task that we're trying to accomplish, we're able to dedicate 100% of the time that we have allotted for that thing to that thing, we can become much more productive throughout our lives. Because a lot of times when we're at work, if we don't have nothing to do at work, or we need to take a little break for stress or whatever, we get into our cell phones and we occupy our minds some other type of way. Or if we're at home with the family and the kids are playing, instead of being present and just enjoying the kids and watching them grow up, we're in our cell phone or we're on YouTube stuff. We don't really take breaks. If you're doing work on the computer and then you go to your cell phone to take a break, you're not taking a break. You're just moving from one distraction to another, because you're still giving your brain stimulus. You're still, throwing stimulus at your senses. You're not giving yourself time to just relax and decompress and have a moment in time and space when your senses are not just being flooded with stimulus, just being alone and being, in peace, not having to worry about timelines or being in a rush or answering phone calls or emails or doing this or doing that. Like, you're just present, just breathing, enjoying your time here. Like, a lot of us don't do that. And it's wonderful. I mean, even if you don't meditate per se, if you just, instead of going to your cell phone, if you just go somewhere and just enjoy being alone. That's why being out in nature is so powerful. Like, if you step away from your phone, step away from the office, step away from all the clutter and anxiety and all that other stuff, and you just sit in nature and just maybe have your lunch or just enjoy the scenery, or maybe on one of your off days you go hiking and you climb up to the top of a mountain and you just look at the view that it just goes out and on and on and on. It's really a life-changing experience. It's really humbling, because through the monotony of the day, through the back and forth of the day, through the rush and the demands of the day, we don't stop to admire the weather. We don't stop to admire, how beautiful architecture is. We don't stop to admire, the vibrant colors in nature. And that stuff, when we take a step back and do that stuff, it grounds us to our environment. It grounds us to reality, that, hey, there's more to life than just working this 9 to 5 and going home and going to sleep. There's a whole world out here that I'm not exploring because my attention is just with getting out of bed, getting in my car, and driving to work. And it's filled with much of the same stimuli, much of the same visions and interpretation of the world on a day-to-day basis. Sometimes we got to step outside of our patterns to see things from a different perspective, so you get a different view on the world and on our environment as a whole. There are many benefits of meditating. And again, what I told you before, I'm just going to give you 5, but again, attached in our show notes, there's actually 36 different benefits to meditation. It would have been a lot for me to go through them all, and I know that probably would have got boring and tedious for you as well. Our attention span being so short, it's here and then it's there. So I'm just going to give you 5, right off the top real quick that you can relate to, and that would probably be applicable in your life as an individual. Something you can use when you finish with this podcast, with this episode, and go back to your regular life. So number 1, it reduces stress. Number 2, it helps you to control your anxiety and the other emotions that you feel. Number 3, it helps to promote emotional health. Number 4, it enhances self-awareness. That whole, you are not this bundle of cells and nerves that you associate with the letter I. That is not who you are. You are much more than that. And there is a you that is inhabiting this bundle of cells and these tissues and these organs that has not been explored to its fullness yet. You are more than just what people see on the outside. There's more to you. You were created for a purpose, and in that purpose, you have built within you the ability to achieve that purpose. And lastly, it lengthens your attention span. And I can attest to this because, when your mind is jumping and acting all spastic, getting your thoughts corralled and getting them into a place where you're the master of your thoughts and your thoughts aren't a master of you is a really powerful place to be. And I've experienced it, and just being able to experience for 5 minutes, 10 minutes makes me want to be able to lengthen that time frame. Be able to tell my thoughts like, hey, I run you, you don't run me. Stay in your place, stay in the box, and I'll come and I'll visit you as I see fit, but you're not going to have dominion or run over my life. So it's very, very powerful, and it's a great feeling. And I feel as an individual, the greatest power that you can have is the power over yourself, not the power over others and what they do or how they do it or how they influence your life. is the power you have over yourself, the power to be resolute no matter what's happening around you, because your internal environment is stable regardless of what your external environment is doing. And once you have your internal environment stable, your internal environment will reflect in your external environment. So if you have stability within, then you have stability without. And meditation is a great way to achieve that. Lastly, there are 9 popular types of meditation. There's mindfulness meditation, spiritual meditation, focused meditation, movement meditation, mantra meditation, transcendental meditation, progressive meditation, relaxation meditation, and loving kindness meditation. Now, I'm sure that there may be others or different names for the same type of meditation, but these were the 9 that I was able to find readily in my research. Personally, I have done probably about four or five out of these 9, and they each serve a purpose. Like, when you go into meditation, I think it's important that you have a purpose. Just as with anything that you do, the purpose could be just to sit down and decompress. Your purpose could be to attract something into your life. You could have a purpose or a goal, a mission of dealing with your emotions and your anxiety or the traumas that you had growing up and you still deal with present day. And these different names for these different meditations identify, the different purposes or the different aim of the meditation. And again, you can go on YouTube or some of these other websites. Again, I will attach several different links in the show notes for information on how to properly meditate, where to meditate, what position to sit in, what position you can sit in, how to go about meditation, how to start with the small time frame and go up to as long as you want to. But I really want you to dig into this for yourself. Really, really get information on how to meditate. Maybe download the Headspace app, go on YouTube, try a few sessions of meditation, guided meditation. Usually they tell you how to sit and how to breathe and stuff, warming up to actually getting into the meditation. It really is powerful. The whole theme of my podcast that I want to give to my listeners is that we are powerful beyond belief. But in order to change the world, in order to affect our families, our communities, our jobs, the states we live in, the nation as a whole, in order to achieve greater dreams and greater goals, our first goal, first and foremost, should be able to conquer ourselves, meaning deal with and face our traumas, control our thoughts and our emotions, try to deal with the vices and the daily temptations that plague us, and be able to be strong enough to turn those down, not care about what people think about you and about your outwardly appearance. Be concerned more with introspective thoughts and focusing on who you are as an individual, as opposed to what other people perceive of you and the persona that you give to other people. Because at the end of the day, as within, so without. And if you make your internal environment beautiful, your external environment will be beautiful as well.